Okay, so this video is going to be on factorizing when a is not 1. So if you remember what the standard form for a quadratic is, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. In this case, when we have a number that is not just a coefficient of 1 anymore, and you can see all the examples that I've got here, they're all higher numbers than 1. So there's actually two ways to factorize when a is not equal. There's multiple ways to factorize when a is not equal to 1, but I'm going to go through one method in this video, and another video will go through another method. So the first step that you need to do is you need to find what two numbers will multiply when you multiply the first term, so 2v squared by 5. What do we get? So 2v squared by 5, what we get is a result of 10v squared. So we have to ask ourselves, what two numbers multiply to give 10b squared? But add to give 11v. So once again, let's look at all the pair factors of 10v squared. The factors of 10v squared, you could have 2v and 5v. You could have 10v and also 1v. You've noticed here that I haven't done things, for example, 2 times 5v squared, because I want to have both terms to have a pronumeral on them. So I've totally just ignored those once, and you should too ignore those ones as well. So what are the factors of this? We found them, and so what do they add to? Sorry, excuse me. This is equal to 7v, and this is equal to 11v. So the factors that we want to use are 10v and 1v. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this equation as 2v squared, but instead of writing 11v, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up that 11v and say I'm going to write 10v plus 1v. So you notice now that I really haven't changed the question, because if I want to simplify this, I can always go back from this step to this step. So you can see I've still got the 10b plus 1v, but this will make a bit more reason to why I've done this. So from here, what we can do is we can then group. Okay, we treat it like this is the first half, this is the second half. So we can literally group the terms here. And so I've split them up into two groups. Now we use the terms, we use factorizing by finding the highest common factor. So let's look at the first group. What is the highest common factor between 2v squared and 10v? The highest common factor is 2v. And I'm going to put the brackets because now what's left inside? What's left inside is v plus 5. Then there's a plus symbol in between it because that was that. If there was a minus, that would just be a minus. So what's common between 1v and 5? Nothing really, it's just a 1. But then if I take the 1 out, I still have a v in there, plus 5. So you can see that after we've gone to this step, there is something that actually happens. You can see that this particular brackets right here is exactly the same as this brackets right here. So what we can do is we can then write this as, we can group these two things together, and what happens to the other ones is that these two group together. So what ends up happening is we end up having the answer being 2v plus 1 v plus 5 as our final result. Okay, and that is correct using grouping. Let's look at the next example. Once again, let's just take it step by step. Let's multiply the a term by the c term, and what we should get is minus 15x squared. And we need to find two numbers that actually add up to minus 2x. So in this case, let's find the pair factors of minus 15x squared. So the pair factors are minus 5x and 3. We can have 3 and 3x, sorry, x. 3x and minus 5x. And we also have 15 and so 15x and minus 1x. I'm just going to stop here because I know one of these will hit them. So minus 5x plus 3x, that's minus 2x. And this is 2x. This is 14x. So we can see that the factors that we want are these ones right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this as 3x squared, but instead of writing minus 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write whatever I'm going to split them up as minus 5x plus 3x minus 5. So I'm going to write that in red just to make it clear that's what we're doing here. Now, you'll need to use your judgment with this. You'll need to say, you'll need to ask yourself, well, which one should go first? You can see here I've just put in minus 5x because, you know, obviously I've written just minus 5x here and 3x as a second thing. But we can't actually find a common factor if we happen to group up 3x squared and minus 5x, because there's just a common factor of x, and the next one, there's no common factors there. So you need to use your judgment in this case. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that if you just use judgment and rearrange this, so this becomes 3x minus 5x minus 5, you can see that this becomes something that is a lot more easier to factorize now. So if you asked yourself what the factors were between the two groups, so for example the first group, what's common between 3x squared and 3x? Well, 3x is common between that, so it's going to be left inside, x plus 1. The next one, what's common between minus 5x and minus 5? Well, minus 5 is what's going to be left inside, x, and it's going to be positive 1. So it turns into what we had in the previous question, where you just group up the first terms, and then you group up the last terms, and what we get is 3x minus 5x plus 1. And if we just look at the next example now, I think I've jumped to example 4. This should be example 3. This should be example 4. Same thing. Multiply what we have to do is multiply these two terms, and so what 18m squared, and so what are the pair factors of 18m squared but add up to 3m? So we've got 6 and 6m and 3m, and we've also got minus 6m and minus 3m. We've got 9 and 2, 9m and 2m, and we've got minus 9m and minus 2m. And so what we end up having, oh sorry, this is supposed to be minus 18, sorry, I do apologize, it's, okay, going to take a step back from here. That's supposed to be minus 18. So this is one of them's minus, one of them's minus, one of them's minus, one of them's minus, and you can see how this adds up to 3m. This one adds up to minus 3m, this one adds up to 7m, and this one adds up to minus 7m. So the ones that we want are the ones that are here. So this becomes 2m, 2m squared, and I'm going to put the minus 9 over here. I'm going to change color pen. And so this becomes, I'm going to put the 6 on this side. Okay, 6m, so plus 6m, and I'm going to put the minus 3m on this side. And so what we end up getting is what's common between the first group against the second group as well. So 2m squared plus 6m, that's 2m. What's left? m plus 3, and minus 3 is going to be common between minus 3m and minus 9, so that becomes m plus 3, and so once again we just group these, so this becomes 2m minus 3 m plus 3. Okay, so we're nearly there with this last example. Let's just get through it. So once again, multiply the last two, so that should be 45t squared. What are the pair factors of 45t squared? 9t and 5t. There's also minus 4 and minus 15t. And by the looks of it, there is also oh, I do apologize, it's not minus 4, it's minus 3t, and you also have 3t and 15t. So what happens if we add these up? This is going to be 14t, this is going to be minus 18t, this will be 18t. So the factors that we want are the ones right there. So this becomes 5t squared plus 9, and I'm going to write this in blue. This will be minus 15t, because I want to write this because 5 and 15 have common factors, and minus 3t goes down. So the next step will be what's common between 5t squared and that, so 5t, t will be left, minus 3 will be left after I take out a factor of 5t from that. Next one will be minus 3 is common between that, so t minus 3, and I can group these to become 5t minus 3, brackets, t minus 3. Alright, hopefully that was informative. Our next video will look at another method of factorizing.